Good afternoon, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 3. It is Sunday evening already, early evening, and I'm late getting out of town, and I'm not going out of town quite yet. A lot of stuff going on. I got my new car. It's looking good, feeling good, everything's great, and I have a lot of stuff going on at home, a lot of little household turmoil stuff I'm taking care of with the kids, and back and forth. So I'm a little late in leaving. I actually went to my brother's house to get my remote and stuff out of my car, my old car, and went and got almost everything out of the car and forgot the remote. So whatever. When I get home at 3 in the morning, I'm gonna, whatever. Anyway, right now we are going to head out to the closest casino, which is the opposite direction from where I'm going to go today. We're going to hit that one, and then we're going to come back home, and hopefully everything is resolved, and then we're going to head out for the night. And it's going to be a long night, and I may go directly from my trip directly to the office, because it might be that early in the morning. So we will see what happens with that. Today, I can actually look at my my gauge and see the thermometer, see the temperature, and it's accurate. It's 35 degrees outside, partly cloudy skies, light breeze outside, so it's a pretty good day. The sun is setting at this point. Feels like 33 degrees out, so it's an okay day. It's only going to go down about 6 degrees tonight, and almost no chance of any kind of precipitation. So we should have a good, safe, easy night. This is a hybrid, so I don't need any fuel for 273 miles. So we'll actually still have to stop and get fuel between our first and second casino, but we'll still have fuel, but that's a good place to stop, and then we should be good for the rest of the trip. We won't have to fill up on the way home. So everything's going all right. It's a new year. How did you like Coach's episode? Another good episode about traveling and cruising and all that kind of stuff. I wish I was him, honestly. Being able to get out that much and cruise 26 cruises, my goodness, that would be incredible. But we'll get there. We just have to build up and be as awesome as Coach. So that's what's going on right now. We're heading out to our first stop, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back, and did not go great in there for a couple reasons. First of all, I was in there for a very long time, like an hour and a half, and something new is going on there that's never happened before. There used to be one Asian guy, super nice guy. I haven't seen him for a while. No trouble from him. Super good guy. No problem. I would share a play with him, whatever. No issues with him at all. But now there are some new Asian people in there, and they're starting to sit behind people and starting to bother people, and they're just killing everything. They're taking every play, and that's what I don't like. I don't like it when they're behind people, could be scaring people, making people like us look bad, making casino crack down on people who are advantage players, and that's what's going on right now in there. So that's a couple times I've seen the same guy in there, and a couple other people as well, and hopefully we're not going down that road. So I got to figure out what to do from here. I ended my session down 216. I was down as much as 600 at one point, and at my highest point, I was only up 100. But I got to figure out what to do. I've been in there so long, and my next spot is over 4 hours away. It's already dark. It's been dark for an hour and a half. And what do I do? I could end this right now. Would that be good? Or I could literally drive until it's time to go to the office. I don't know what to do. So I got to think this through, and I'll come back and update you here shortly. Alright guys, here's what I'm thinking. It's going to be after midnight before I get to my next stop. And then it's going to be like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., by the time I get back. It doesn't make any sense. So thought about it. I still have another 45 minutes to get home from here already. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go home, hang out there for a while, try to play a little bit of Pot Limit Omaha online, and then leave a little bit after midnight and come back to the same place I was at because it's not that far away. That'll give me some rest, and that'll give me an opportunity to make a little bit more money tonight. Probably won't be much, well, a little bit more. Make a little money because I didn't make any. But at least that way I'll be home and don't have to worry about driving too tired. Unfortunately, tomorrow is Monday. Got to be in the office. Tuesday, got to be in the office. Wednesday will be a big day. But I feel like that's the best thing. I'm already tired, and I just don't want to get in a situation where I got a brand new car and I wreck my new car because I'm tired and driving stupid and playing tired, which doesn't make sense either. So I'm going to go ahead and head home, and I'll be back. Alright guys, by popular demand, I'm going to go through and talk to you about something that a lot of people have asked me about, and that is what to do when picking a casino to go to, and what to do when you get into a new casino that you've never been to. So number one, picking a casino, obviously for me, I just went further and further away from home as I was banned from more and more casinos. I did everything within 4.5 hours, and just kept on rotating them, and that's how I did it. But when I want to go to a new area that I've never been to before, I want to look at either BJ21 or Casino 411, which is Blackjack Apprenticeship, or talk to some people that I know and ask them about that area. And now I know people all around the country, and I can get a little bit of intelligence about each of those areas. BJ21 is really good because it has really accurate, up-to-date information about casinos, so it'll tell you how many tables there are, what the minimums and maximums are, if it's a hit 17, stay 17, how many times you can split, a number of decks. It'll tell you if you can resplit, if you can split aces, all those different things that you want to know, you're going to find out. So you're going to know or the casino's edge on a game off the top just by looking at Casino 411. So I strongly suggest you do that. Number two, I would suggest talking to people you know and say, hey, I'm going to, Tampa Hard Rock. What do you know about it? I don't think it's in Tampa, but wherever. I think maybe it is. What do you know about it? And they're going to say, well, if you don't play with a card, you can only go up to 10 times the minimum. They're going to be watching you more often. The low limit is 8 deck, not 6 deck. The high limit, you're going to have a pit boss standing right over you while you're playing. It's a big place. It has a lot of slots. It has a lot of advantage slots. It has good poker, all that kind of stuff. Then you want to take that information and figure out what you're going to do. If you're a low limit player, that place is not the greatest if you're only doing blackjack, because it's 99% 8 deck, and it's kind of hard to win when you're going 1 to 10 on an 8 deck and it's low limit and there's a million people popping in and out of the table all the time. So that's the first thing I would do, is just get that kind of information. You can ask me as well. If I know, I'm happy to help you. Number two is, when I get to the casino, how do I handle things? What do I do? So number one, before I get there, I'm going to look at Google Maps or whatever it's called, Waze or whatever, and I'm going to see what the place looks like from the outside, where the parking is, where the doors are, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to watch videos which are a tour of that casino. A lot of people will post tours of a casino. You can see where the tables are, where the doors are, what kind of machines are in there, and kind of get an idea of what you're getting yourself into. When I get there, a lot of the times I'm going to cover up my license depending on the company. If it's somebody that I may be flagged or has facial recognition and things like that, then I'm going to use my license plate cover that I made, which is a regular license plate from a dealership, and I got the plastic frame that goes on the outside of it, and I glued that blank license plate that has a dealership name, which I like to use a blank one like Carvana or whatever they're called, all those CarMax or one of those places, and so I'll glue that on there. Now, and then I'll put magnets on the back of it, which you can get from Amazon real cheap. I'll get a bunch of magnets and I'll put them on the back of it. I'll super glue them on, and then I also tape them on as well, because when they're strong, they'll pull on that glue and they'll come off. And then I'll take off my license plate. On the back of the license plate, I'll also put magnets, and then screw the license plate back on, and then I'll put that plate cover that I just created over my license plate, and it'll look like it's a brand new car or just purchased car, and the license plate reader is just going to read nothing. So that's what I did. Now you might say, well, how do you get that thing, that blank dealership plate and frame, if you're not buying a new car or anything? What I did was I went to the place and I said, hey man, can I ask for a favor? I just go up to the receptionist. Can I ask for a favor? Sure. What do you need? My kid's doing a project for school on car dealerships, and she needed like a license plate cover and frame, if you have it, to put on her project. Would that be possible? Oh yeah, they're gonna fall all over themselves giving you all kinds of stuff. They'll give you little toys with their name on it, little squishy things, whatever, and they'll be like, yeah, let us know how it goes. Okay, sure, no problem. And that's how I got mine, and I've actually got two of them, but that's one thing you can do. Now, I'll drive around the entire casino and see where the doors are. When I come in, I'll take a lap or two or three of the entire casino and note where the bathrooms are, where the doors are, and figure out where I am. So, okay, I came in this door, but every door looks the same because there's 6 doors in this casino, and every side of the casino looks exactly the same. So you want to figure out, okay, where am I exactly? Oh, it's by the restaurant, it's by the cashier, it's by the baccarat, it's by whatever, and have an idea of where you are so that you can leave without having to search for the right exit. Once you know where all the exits and bathrooms are, you know where you can go to count chips, whatever, all that kind of stuff. Lots of times I'll want to cash a portion of my chips, but I don't want to pull them all out in the middle of the casino floor where the cameras can see me. So I'll go to the bathroom, go into like the handicap stall where I have room, and kind of that's the office in there, and then you can count your chips, figure out where you're at, what you want to do. Then I'm going to go around and look at the tables. I'm going to see how busy the tables are. I'm going to see which ones are 6 to 5, which ones are 3 to 2, which ones are 6 deck, which ones are 8 deck, what the high limit is like. And I have some intelligence already. The high limit, they're going to be hawkish if you're betting more than 1 to 10. On the 6 deck, more than 1 to 5 on the double deck, whatever it might be. They're going to take your picture if you buy in for over $2,500 in cash. So I might want to go in there the night before and get some chips and then come back and use the chips. So all these different things are going through my mind. I'm going to go look at the machines. Usually I'll take a lap of the machines first and kind of figure out what they have. I could leave and then come back in again and go to the tables. And then if I'm not backed off the tables, I can take one more lap of the machines. Why are you leaving? Because the casino doesn't know you. If they want to learn more about you, they might watch where you came in from on the camera. And if they see that you looked at the machines and played all the advantage play stuff that there was, and then went to the table and then counted cards, it'd be a little suspicious. So you could do the slots first and then leave and then come back in 10 minutes later or whatever, even from a different door if you want to. Maybe wearing a hat, maybe not wearing a hat, maybe not wearing a jacket, maybe wearing a jacket, whatever it might be, whatever you want to do. And then I'll go to the tables and I'll play blackjack and I'll have my story figured out. Why are you in Tampa? Oh, we're on vacation. Why are you in Buzzard Puke, Iowa? Well, because, whatever, we had a death in the family. I'm here for a funeral, whatever it might be. A friend of mine's getting married. Oh, really? Where are they getting married? Oh, I don't know. I didn't think my lie through. So you might want to have your story straight. Once you have all that figured out and you go to the table, now it's easy. Now it's simple to figure it out. Oh, what's your name? You don't know your name, So you want to have your name figured out, first name, why you're there, why are you playing big money if you're younger? I just inherited money, yay, and I just got my money today. I haven't even left town yet, and I'm blowing my money. Oh, I just graduated. My graduation gift, and I'm going to take a shot. Hey, you only live once, right? Whatever you want to do, that's the way that I do it. So I'll have everything all figured out before I go in there, and then I'll take one more lap of the slots, and I'll get out of there. And then hopefully there's some other casinos in the area you can hit, and maybe come back on a different shift, especially if you didn't get backed off. Come back on a different shift, do the whole thing all over again, and then on the next shift, if there's 3 or 4 casinos within 3 or 4 hours, you might be able to hit all of them twice, maybe even 3 times, depending on how things go. So that's the way I handle going to a new casino. I also want to know what the cash out limits are. They're going to ask you for ID at $1,500. They're going to ask you for ID if you have purple chips, if you have $1,000 chips, if you have $5,000. You want to know when they're going to ask you for ID. You want to avoid that. If the limit is $3,000, you don't want to go in there with $2,900. I want to go with $2,400. Because sometimes $2,500 and higher, they're going to say, well, if you've never seen the guy before, you can ask him for ID or whatever. So just think about those things and think about which chips you want to get. So generally, almost everywhere I go, if you have anything higher than $500 chips, they'll ask you for ID. Some places I go, or some places I've been in the past, they'll ask you for ID for $500 chips. There was a place in Vegas that just closed now. I had 300 in chips, and they asked me for ID. So you want to kind of figure out, all that kind of stuff. And some places will want to verify if you have even 1,500 in chips. They want to call the table and see if you got them there or not. If you got them over 2 or 3 days, then you might have issues. You might have some splaining to do. So all those things are important things. And then having your act together when you're at the table is a big deal. If you're 22 years old and you're spreading 25 to 2 by 1,500, you better have a hell of a story. I don't even think a story's going to help you at that point, right? But if you have a story, you might be able to go 2 by 250, 25 to 2 by 250, or 100 to 2 by 400, 2 by 500, and last an hour, How long do you want to last? Do you want to come back? Are you never coming to this area ever again? So all those things are things to think about. It might sound like it's way too much and unnecessary, and I'm just going to go through and burn every place. But believe me, the people who last a long time do these things. If you don't care, then go in there, fire as hard as you can, and make as much money as you possibly can, and don't stress about it. But if you care about being able to come back, preserving an area, or maybe making it a place you hit once a week, then you might want to rotate things. You might want to come there once a week, first shift, second shift, third shift, low limit, high limit, all those different things, and keep notes of the people that you see there. When I first started, I had everything written down. I still keep track of what my spread was, my high and my low for the session, the number of minutes I was there, the casino. I don't keep track of the shift anymore. I used to. I don't keep track of the dealers anymore. I used to. I used to keep track of conversations. They have kids. They don't have kids. They're similar age to me. These are their likes and dislikes. And it sounds like it's way too much. Well, why are you doing that? Because I am an investor. I want to be there long term and make money long term. And I have been able to do that for so many of these casinos. And to be able to hit them for $500 or $700 and have 6 probably casinos where I've made 6 figures from before getting backed off. I don't know too many people that have done that, especially hitting them for small amounts, but I've done that. So if you want more details, if you want more information, if there's something I didn't cover, let me know. But people have asked me this a lot, and this episode may be a shorter one, so I kind of wanted to give you the information here. I didn't want to add it to a 35-minute episode and have it be close to an hour or something. So let me know what you think. Let me know what questions you have. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. It's a little after 11 p.m. We are heading back to the casino. I did do some online stuff with some mixed results, up and down. Ended up slightly positive. Also, I had a friend of mine call me up and wanted to know if I wanted to go partners on a $50 per spin play. It's a must-hit buy, and it was right around break even, and so we did that and ended up losing money on that. So we need to pull out of this. So hopefully we make a little bit of money at this place. Now I'm going to get there just before a guy that I know who will come in and play like half the night. So hopefully he's a little bit late today and I can hit all the main machines that I want to hit before he gets there. Otherwise I'm going to find nothing, but that's why I left a little bit earlier than I was going to, because I remembered him telling me what time he gets in there. So hopefully we have a little bit of luck here, and then we'll head back home, and it'll be work tomorrow, which is Monday morning. So let's do a little update here on silver, which I've been crazy about lately. And you know, it's been up and down and up and down, and they've been trying to suppress it and trying to suppress it and all this back and forth. And in Dubai and in Japan it's up to 130, in China it's 75. Well, right now it's up about $3 to over 75 in the States. So that's going to be a big deal for my options tomorrow. And I have one option that's expiring in like 2 weeks. And I want to check that out. If it's positive, if I'm in the positive on it, I'm going to go ahead and liquidate that and move it to March. Give me a little bit more time. I just don't want to, I mean, there's more upside obviously when it's getting closer and closer, but I do feel like January is going to be a big month, but I'm going to be safe and move it into March. Then I'll have March and June, and for some reason on this option you can only go out as far as June. Usually you can go out a few years, but you know, in this case you can't. So anyway, heading out to this casino, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, just leaving here. I never saw that guy, so maybe he doesn't come in till 1 or 2. I have no idea, but he was not in there. Someone was in there, though. I could see some machines were marked. If it was him, I don't know where he was. I didn't see him. I went around that place a few times, multiple times, and didn't see him. Let me think here, go through a breakdown here. I like the fact that I take a lot of pictures, and then I can go back and kind of relive what happened. So that was earlier. Okay, so the first machine beat the heck out of me, man. It was $2 a spin, I believe. Yeah, $2 a spin. I ended up losing $189 on that one, so that was a bad start. Moves on to a couple other small plays, plus 20, minus 10, you know, back and forth, nothing exciting at all. And next thing you know, I found myself down a bunch of money on a game that I believe I need to abandon or talk to someone, consult with someone about entry points, because everything that I've tried so far does not seem to work, and I believe it might be more than just variance. So I need to rethink that game. But that game had me down overall minus like 630, and I was pretty upset about that. And then I found another play that just went spectacularly at about $4 a spin, and that one paid whatever 20,700 nickels is, like $1,100. What is that, like 1175? So I got the calculator out here. 20,700 times 5. Actually, I should have known that. $1,035. So that paid pretty well, and that got me ahead. And then I did play a couple other small plays where I lost $1 or $2 on each of those. Overall, it was a pretty bad feeling the whole time I was there until the very end. I got a couple of decent things happen and was able to leave ahead $537, plus $537 there. And I guess that's going to be it. I mean, normally I'd be playing for like 3 more hours, but a lot of that would have been, 3 hours on top of 4 hours driving. So, I mean, it's like I'd be so far away from home right now. It would be easily 6 a.m. before I would get home. So I'm glad it's kind of an early night before 2 o'clock, and I'm heading toward home. So all that's good. We could do some segments here. And I will come up with my year-end totals. I actually have them completed. I just didn't look at them, if that makes sense. Like, I actually finished the chart, but didn't really pay attention to the final number. I think it was like 227, 237, something like that for the year. But what we got going on here? What did you eat today, MW? Well, it is kind of an interesting story. My wife made these steak bites. It was like, we buy like half a cow at a time. She had some sirloin steaks and had enough for everyone. But unfortunately, yesterday I had one of my boys and one of my girls decided it was time to be disrespectful and not do what they were told and be uncaring. So they were told that it was time to leave home with whatever they had on them and nothing else, and it was evening. So they had to leave their phones, leave their iPads, and go to their grandma's house. And they were over there, and they had to sleep at 10 p.m., no devices, no TV, no nothing. And then this morning, I called over there, and I said, have them ready, we're picking them up for church. Picked them up for church, silence most of the way, a little disrespect this morning. I said, well, looks like you're going to be there at least another day. And went over there after we ate lunch, and I said, okay, here's a document that your mom made. Here's the rules of the house from now on. You're going to respect other people, and this and this and this, and you're going to be doing chores and no more than a certain amount of time on your phone, 3 hours a day on your phone, and we're going to limit your phone, and all that kind of stuff. And they said, no, we're not signing it. So I said, okay, see you tomorrow. They said, well, can we get some clothes and stuff that we need? I said, no. And I said, you can tell me what you need and I'll get it for you, but you're not coming in the house. You don't live here right now. And they complained and all this stuff. And eventually my boy actually called me and said, okay, I want to sign. What do I have to do? And I said, first of all, you got to change it immediately. You have to respect people in the house. And this and that, and he came home and he signed the document, and he was good, and actually had a good conversations with him and stuff, and all is good. But my daughter is still at grandma's house, and they have school in the morning, so grandma will be waking her up at 5 in the morning because that's when she wakes up, and getting her ready. And maybe tomorrow she'll get her phone. Her phone is still sitting on the kitchen island where she left it yesterday, and all night yesterday she didn't have it, all day today she didn't have it, all day tomorrow she won't have it. So maybe after school, if she decides that she wants to sign the document, then maybe she can come back home. And the reason I bring up that story is because it was her idea to make these steak bites, steak cubes, and on the little grill that you can do indoors, like a skillet grill thing. And then we peeled some potatoes, cut them up, and put them in the microwave first, then the air fryer. I don't know why, but she did it that way and made them nice and crunchy. And I give that at least a 10 on a scale of 2 through ace. And what did you tip today, MW? Well, I feel like that hit was actually bigger. Actually, it was bigger because it was actually $1,175 because there was a hit before that was included in there. So I had a hit for $1,175, but as you know, even if it was over $1,200, there's no W-2s right now, so I don't have to worry about tipping anyone. So today I tipped $0. And what did you learn today, MW? Persistence beats resistance. I learned that, and we held strong and didn't listen to what the kids said, and we held strong to our values, and it all worked out, and I'm sure it'll work out for my daughter tomorrow. So persistence beats resistance. You heard it here first. So yeah, that's what's going on. I guess I'm gonna head home, and we'll catch up tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com. mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.